Hello guys and welcome back to the theBSofSociety. Since this is the first topic of the channel, I'm probably gonna have this one as a light one and talk about gacha games, as they are the type of games that I've been playing the most over the last year or two. I have a lot of good and bad feelings about them. Let's start with the bad feelings. Obviously, over the years, even mainstream games have gotten loot boxes and more monetization and stuff, and I feel like a lot of that has stemmed from gacha games and mobile games in general. Um, Basically, it's gambling. If anybody tells you something different, like EA, it's gambling, and the obvious issue with that is you have to watch how much you're spending. And there are a lot of gacha games that really, really want you to spend in the game. There are some gacha games like Destiny Child where it's just like you log on and you're bombarded with basically in-game ads to get you to spend money. Or it's like they want you to have so many high-ranked characters that there's no way that you could feasibly even get one character done in a decent amount of time without having to spend money. Or without feeling like you need to spend money. That is pretty much the major bad thing about gacha games. In all honesty, is basically just how much monetization it is and how RNG heavy it is. You know, some people just have extremely bad luck. You could give them a 25% chance of something, and they would still miss it 90% of the time. You know, some people just have really bad luck like that. Now, the good things about gacha games is, of course, they're free to play. So you can try them out, play them for a few days. Once it gets too grindy, you quit. You know, some people might operate like that. For me, personally, I kind of just like taking it slow and maxing out every character as they come. And when I'm done with all the characters and I don't get any more from the gacha system, I quit. If there's anything that requires me to get more units from the gacha system, I just skip it. You know, going back to Destiny Child, there was one system where you needed like 6 stars of the same damage type. You know, so like if you have a light character, you would need like light 6-star characters to max them out. I'm not gonna do that. And then you also need duplicates to max out their skills, and it's just ridiculous. Like, no, stop it. You know, and Destiny Child allows you to kind of buy a monthly pass that can give you a bunch of characters. But a lot of gacha games do not have direct purchasing of characters. Like, technically speaking, Genshin does, but that's only for 4-star characters, and even then, there's only 2 of them up per month. One of them you probably already have, if not both of them. So, what are you gonna do? Just get another constellation? Woo, right? Honky doesn't have any way to purchase characters directly. Unless, of course, you just want to go directly for the pity pool. I mean, that's really the only form of direct purchasing, quote unquote, that you really have. Which, keep in mind, that's probably upwards of about $300. You figure the $100 pack giving you about, you know, what, 33-ish pulls, maybe, if I remember my math. I'd have to redo that. But yeah, so, you know, you can't purchase characters directly. You know, I really wish gacha games would at least have, like, both the gacha system and then that, so that way you can pick, instead of just forcing players to only being able to pull for characters through the gacha system. See, like, Arknights, well, you know, one of the current events basically allows you to get a character literally for free. I remember one event back in the olden days of my free-to-play account that I also got a character absolutely for free. Like, why can't we get that every day on every gacha game? Like, come on, man. You know, guaranteed whales would still spend as much money as they wanted to support the devs, so it's not like they're losing money. You know, um, and then like for artwork, especially when you do have the characters, I would say skins are probably the best things I like buying in gacha games because it's kind of the same thing as just buying somebody's artwork. You know. And yeah, they're kind of overpriced, but at the same time, you got to figure how much work does go into some of those, some of those pieces. I mean, maybe not any much at all, but you figure, especially if it's not even a live 2D character, you can't just really, I don't know how, working with anime characters like that really works. But the time and effort it takes for them to make that art, I figure, supporting them like that, you support the artists and then the devs, and not buying through the gacha system directly. What I think gacha games should do is, like, getting rid of the gacha systems entirely would, in my personal opinion, just to completely destroy gacha games, because that's kind of what gacha games are known for, is their gacha systems. I don't think they would have the same value if you were to get rid of that. And I say that because to me, gacha games kind of remind me of real life. Real life, you don't get to pick anything. Quite literally, everything is up to RNG. Where you're born, who you meet, all of that. Whether you get a girlfriend or boyfriend, everything is up to RNG. Real life is just a gigantic gacha game. Would life be any different? Or how fun would life be if things were not random? If you got to do everything you wanted. I mean, I would say that's the thrill in life, where things can happen, where you might be depressed now, but you never know what might happen tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be the day of your life, or you might, something bad could happen, something good could happen. That's how life is. It's a giant gacha game. So I think getting rid of the gacha system would be very detrimental to gacha games. But there are ways to make it not so hostile. Azur Lane forces you to not only spend cubes just to pull for characters, but you also need to spend your coins, which is basically the gacha game's main currency for basically doing anything in the game. And then you need quick pull tickets to be able to even pull them instantly. So you basically have 3 separate things that you would have to buy in order to do a single pull. So it's very inconvenient to have to do that. So it deters purchasing, or at least for me, it would deter purchasing. Another one is Girls Frontline. Girls Frontline forces you to spend 4 of your resources, or you have 4 different resources and you have to spend all of them. And like for a heavy production, you cannot feasibly do that over and over all day long, because there's another resource of that you can only get while farming, or getting duplicate characters or whatever and getting rid of them, which you can easily do by farming. So there's ways to mitigate the issues of gacha games, but the way a lot of them are set up, they are so predatory and they really need to be avoided. Destiny Child, I would say, is one of them. I mean, it looks free-to-play friendly, because you get so many crystals and stuff every day compared to others. But there's a comment that I read that I really like. The more friendly a gacha game looks, likely means that it's more predatory than others. So like Girls Frontline, you don't get that many gems. You get a lot more gacha tickets. But at the same time, you can tell how free-to-play friendly it is because it doesn't just, it doesn't force you to spend as much. Like, I remember my free-to-play account, I pretty much got a lot of good characters right off the rip. I was just watching a streamer yesterday who was a lot further than me, and he was working on less units, and that's the reason why he was further ahead than me. And, he's entirely free to play and has plenty of resources to be able to game. But, yeah, that's my opinion on gacha games. Basically, they need their systems worked on, so that way we don't have systems like Genshin Impact where they don't allow you to pick characters. I think if you were to allow people to pick characters, that would seriously help. But at the same time, getting rid of the gacha system would just be detrimental to the games. Anyways, I'm pretty much running out of time here, so I'm going to leave it right there. If you have any differing opinions, please leave them down in the comment section. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later.
ゼーレはうまく戦えたかしら。